Hello, everybody. Whoa. Oh, hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. I forgot to remove that graphic. If you do not know me, if it's your first time seeing me, I am Veronica Chanel. I am the creator and the host of the Lady Ball Show. Now, also, you know what? Let me make sure I position this right here. I'm on the East Coast, so it's Saturday afternoon. So I'm streaming live on Periscope as well as YouTube. I hope everything works out okay. On both ends. I do see on Periscope I'm being shown. I hope on YouTube I'm coming up as well. I am also, well, someone told me that I need to start saying executive producer of the Lady Ball Show because when you create content, when you're producing something, when it's your thing, in a sense, you are a producer, you are the overseer. And I do see, yes, I'm live on YouTube. So if you're watching a replay on Periscope, hello. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, hello. As always, feel free to leave me some comments if you're on YouTube and share. Periscope platform, you can share as well. So I'm multi-streaming my Saturday thoughts, my Saturday motivation. This is my way of participating in the hashtag everyone knows. It's on Twitter, Saturday motivation, Saturday thoughts. Now, usually I do this just on the Periscope platform, but I want to do this also on YouTube as well. If you don't know who the Lady Ball Show is, what's the Lady Ball Show, I basically created something that I launched in January of 2019, and I have been streaming using social media, live streaming. It's been on Facebook in the beginning, but it's multi-stream now. It's aired weekly on YouTube, Facebook Live, as well as Periscope. And the three main topics, the three main areas that I'm interested in talking about pertains to lifestyle, entertainment, and business. That's what the Lady Bell Show is all about. But today I'm up here to talk. I like to give encouragement and empowerment, and I do it mostly on Periscope, but I want to do it also on YouTube today as well, because I just need to show that more than just on Periscope. Um, if you want to follow the Lady Ball Show, we do feature influential guests, men and women who are using their God-given gift to transform their community, their society, and at the same time, they're creating a legacy. So whenever I feature someone, interview someone, it's going to be hitting in those three areas, either business, lifestyle, or entertainment. So that's what the Lady Ball Show is all about. Every now and then I may do something a little bit different to make sure everything's straight. Yeah. Every now and then I may do something a little different, just to give you a different type of content as well. This is going to be laid back. And let me go ahead and say this. If you're watching me, if you're watching me on YouTube or live on Periscope, leave a comment of where you're watching from. Don't be afraid. Don't be a snake and just trying to be low key and anything like that. Don't do that. I'm all about upfront. Let's state where you're watching from. Especially grown men, grown women. If you hear a voice in the background, that's that person I've been talking about on the Periscope platform. She always says something in the background, and she knows I'm live. So if you hear the voice in the background, that's where that comes. Where that's the mom in the background. The Instagram is the Lady Ball Show. You can check us out on Instagram as well as Facebook. But I'm all about let's being grown, let's be adults. I think as you learn more about me, if you're being underhanded and being slick, that's what little kids do. That's what people do if they're unlearned. You don't be successful being underhanded. That's what Satan has a tendency to do. And you don't want to be like that. You want to be a grown-up. Being a grown-up is not being underhanded. I don't think so. I don't think that's the road to success, even though I know some people think that is. I have featured my cousin who majored in mental health and she's going to be a counselor. And we will talk about mental health. She mentioned those who are psychopath and sociopath, those who like to threaten, influence, and try to control people, and feel that they can do this in order to get what they want. You don't want to be like that. You shouldn't even want to hang around somebody that's like that. If you are, you need to try to help him or her to come out of that mode, because that's not what God created that person to do or to be. Now, there's a lot of people that I'm sensing sometimes they do stuff behind the scenes and think it's a joke. It's not a joke. You have a problem. And hopefully those men and women who I feature on the show, and as well as someone like my cousin Renee Battle, will kind of help you to come out of that mode and help you to kind of see and open your eyes. That's not how to be. That's not even being a grown-up, in my opinion. So let me tell you why Ironica's on, because I don't want to just come on just for just a Lady Boss show and that's it. Okay, I don't want to necessarily do that. I'm on to kind of encourage the people and talk to you about this book that I've been reading. It's by Coinology. It's Ebony Porter-Ike is the author. I set up under her. She is she's an amazing mentor. She's an amazing coach. She's an amazing teacher. I have two of her books. The book that I'm going to be talking from is her first book. And excuse my lighting. This is the first book that she did, volume 1. I'm going to be eventually hitting on, you see my little stuff in the middle of the book? That's my little placeholders. I'm going to be going to a second book, but today I'm going to be talking about chapter 3. It's chapter 3 in her first book is it's called After You Wake Up. And I believe this chapter is a call to action chapter. When you want to do a call to action, is basically you're directing the people, someone to do something, or then you may say, click on this link. Instagram, you say swipe up. That's a call to action. This chapter is basically a call to action to what you need to do as far as repositioning yourself. So I entitled it, let's talk about reposition yourself to greatness. In the middle part, the first part, I said, don't be a snake. Don't go underneath. Don't be corrupt. Don't think that what you're doing underhandedly means you're growing. I'm talking about bouncing back on, if you go back and watch the replay of the Lady Boss show, go to the episode where I featured Renee Battle. And then the topic was about mental health and depression. A lot of times people do that because of their mind frame, the condition that they have. But somebody has to, someone like a caseworker, someone who operates in human services, someone who's a counselor like Renee, a psychiatrist, their job is to help get you to snap out of it. And it's through a series of treatments. I'm not a counselor. That's not my area. But what I can do is, as I'm reading and I see something that hits me, that helps me, I want to relate this message. I want to share it to different ones. And hopefully that can cause you to think. Hopefully that will cause you to think to the point, well, I need to change. When you think about changing, that's a call to action. So my thoughts today, hashtag Saturday thoughts. I'm going to probably come on again tomorrow to do the Sunday thoughts if I have time. I don't like to tell someone or tell other people I'm going to come back on live and I'm not able to. Because sometimes I'm busy or sometimes I'm not feeling all that good. I just need to kind of rest, a little bit. Like going live, you're sitting here, you're talking, you're chatting. The environment is totally different. It's totally different than what some people may work in every single day. So my thought is all about repositioning. Is basically that word repositioning is a call to action. So if I go into chapter 3, I believe chapter 3 of Ebony's book, and her book, Coinology, can be found on Amazon. Basically, everywhere books are sold. But my favorite platform to go purchase stuff which I think is everybody's favorite platform, especially if you are a Prime member with Amazon, you go to Amazon, right? So the first thing Ebony said was, create goal milestones. Break down your goals in little bitty chunks. Everybody hear about goals. Everybody hear about setting goals. Everybody hear about vision boards. And we got this each goal that you lined up. It may be a kind of big goal. Everybody said, make sure your goal is realistic. Everybody said, make sure it's attainable. She says it too. But she suggests that you have this big, huge goal, right? Ebony suggests that you break it down into bits and pieces, small chunks that can help you get to where you need to go. So on page 68 of Ebony's book, she said, look at your end goal and then create small, realistic, deliverable goals. And it will let each have a deadline. For an example, you may want, those of you who've been gifted to do hair, you may want to open up your own shop where you have to start writing down, how am I going to go about doing this? You may not have a lot of money right now financially to open up your own shop. You may not have money right now to leave your job full time to become a full time hairstylist. Well, so she said, how can you reach to that point? One way you can do is to create small milestones. Break down those goals in little chunks. As a hairstylist, you may consider, well, a lot of hairstylists starts in the home. A lot of them start by joining up with somebody else so they can build their clientele. And then you have to make a milestone and say, okay, at this point, when I get to this amount of clients, when I make this amount of money saved up, then you're like, okay, now I may want to start and get my own shop. I'm going to use that just as an example. Ebony said also, she said that she noticed that a lot of people on page 68 get stuck. They get stuck. She said that they have difficulty identifying the small goals necessary to accomplish this big goal. Now, I believe it would be a dream if the hairstylist become a celebrity hairstylist. If you are gifted to dance, wouldn't it be a dream that you get to the point that you go on tour with these top performers in the entertainment industry? Wouldn't it be a dream that you become a dancer? You're so good that you would get called on by everybody. So that I need you to come in and teach this star. I need you to come and teach this rapper, teach this R&B. Even it doesn't matter. I need you to come up with a dance for this song. Wouldn't any man or woman who's gifted in dance, wouldn't you love that? Well, that's a big goal. So that's what Ebony is talking about. You have to create these little small goals that will help you get to that path of reaching to that point. Because everybody that's top notch, they didn't start off top notch. So that's the first thing. And I think a lot of times when we sit down and we create our goal and we do our one word, like my one word for 2019 has been evolution. And I mean evolution, evolving, changing, all of that. And I'm telling you, for me, I have been on that path because I just been researching and trying to cultivate myself to become better and better, so I can, get to the point where I'm trying to get to. There was once upon a time I wasn't even doing this. Could y'all believe that? I wasn't even doing this. I was kind of nervous, kind of scared until I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna try to knock it out and do the best daggone job I can do at it. Okay, that's another thing. Don't wait for someone. This is Veronica's words. Don't wait for a group or a person to certify you or to give you a pat on the back, to let you, for you to get to the point where, okay, they gave me the pat on my back. Okay, they on my side. Okay, they're for me. Okay, I got a crowd backing me up. Let me go ahead and do this. Sometimes you have to do it with no crowd, with no pat on the back, with nothing. All you got to do is start. Take the first step. The next thing that Ebony said, number 2, and if you notice, everything I'm getting ready to say, your mindset, your mind has to be right. You can't be thinking negative. You can't be thinking, I'm still stuck on that episode what me and my cousin talked about because it helped a lot of people. We had a lot of engagements on the Lady Boss show where she was talking about the different types of behavior, different types of mental illness. You want to make sure your mind gets clear or get to the point where you can get on the path to greatness. So even if you are affected by any type of mental illness, I am a strong believer God can do anything. He can heal, he can deliver, he can set free, along with anything else that you need. I believe that you shouldn't let anything like that hinder you and walking in your destiny and walking in your purpose. There's a reason why you're here on earth. This is why at the beginning of the video, let me make sure, I don't want y'all to think I'm bouncing around or it's not explaining myself effectively. This is why I said, don't be like a psychopath. Don't be like a sociopath. I mean, if I said it correctly, I'm gonna give my cousin Renee. Did I say that correctly? My major is business. My major is business and management, not this human services, but it's good to be educated in these areas because either you're going through it or you know somebody is going through it and you want to be able to help them. You want to be able to identify, you want to be able to help them, and that will get them on that path because all of that is distractions. You don't want to be having the characteristics of someone that just tears stuff up. No, you're not here for that. So this is why I entitled this, Reposition Yourself for Greatness, okay? And if you have to, you may have to change your company. You may have to change who you're around so you can get on the path to greatness. Number 2, you're studying the competition, Ebony said. Do not compare. A lot of times folk do that. Don't compare. You're not that person. Even if you got a twin, twins are not alike. If you're a part of being a triplet, triplets are not alike. When I first heard that when I was a little girl, I said, how can identical twins not be alike? They said, no, they still not alike. There's some differences. You are unique. You're studying the competition so you can learn better as far as what they are doing. Let me tell you why. Let me read from the book, from Ebony's book, page 70. Ebony says you need to study the competition to see how you match up to others, right? She says, see how you match up to others in the field that you're in or you're trying to go through. Now, she made herself very clear. She said, this is not about comparing yourself to someone. You got to do it in a way that you're not comparing. You're not comparing yourself to someone. You're not being overly competitive. You're not being negative. She said you're not backbiting and you're not trying to steal. You're not stealing. She said instead, this is what you do to discover. This is what you do to discover what you bring to the table up against others, not what they bring. That's why you study your competition. It's like a moment of reckoning for you. It's not for you to tear them down. It's not for you to steal. You don't see me using Ebony's information and trying to act like it's mine. Oh no, I say her name, I show the book, and I put it all up in there. This is her information. But this book, I like her. I love this book. I like the information that she's providing. I like what she's doing. It has helped me. It will cause a mind shift. So I want to share this. So maybe it cause a mind shift in somebody else, which is it goes hand in hand with the Lady Boss Show. The whole point of that is the Lady Boss Show is to create a platform where we can gain strength for one another. It's not a judgment zone area. It's not for you to judge. It's for you to kind of listen and think, for us to chat and talk, and you can relate to somebody. Like, I went through that too. And listen to their suggestions and listen to their tips and see how you can grow from them. So Ebony said number 2 is about you discovering what you have differently. It also helps you kind of line up your business or whatever you're working on. Let me show this. Let me give an example. Let me start from I'm going to give an example. I'm using StreamYard to do my live streaming. I'm going to give a practical example and then a biblical example. StreamYard, I like. There's also BeLive. If those of you don't know, I used to use BeLive too. StreamYard is different. The young men who created StreamYard did not bash BeLive. They didn't go live and tear them down. They're all about, they do their town halls. It's about building what they have created. They know about BeLive, but they are not trying to take BeLive out verbally. They created something, which BeLive is their competitor, um, that filled in the gaps, in my opinion. This is my opinion. They basically is created a platform um, and offer. Let me try to make sure I place my word, because this is social media. Streamline offer services that BeLive is not offering at the moment. It doesn't mean they're not gonna upgrade in the future. So the young men that they created StreamYard, they know about BeLive. You don't think they checked it out? I'm sure they have. But it helped them to discover what was missing, and it helped them to discover what they needed to do. They brought something different to the table. They're not bashing them. They're not trying to tear them down. When they do their town halls all about their platform, their features, and they go live on YouTube, what they're doing. That's one example. That's practical. They're not about trying to take you out. They're not trying to stop. If they are, they don't show it. Okay? Biblical perspective for my church folk. For my church folk. We can't be ashamed to talk about the Bible. Oh God, in my opinion, Saul was study David. This is my perspective. You may disagree, it's okay. The Old Testament Saul, I will tell my mother this, was studying David. He was studying David. This is what we should not do. To stop him. That's a snake. He was studying David so he wouldn't become king of Israel. He was studying David because he was jealous. Sometimes people study their competition because then you're getting jealous. Sometimes they only watch it because they're trying to find out how you look, where you're at, what you're talking about. That's a snake. No. That's what I was talking about in the beginning. You don't want to be like that. No, that's not how to do it. The young men that StreamYard studied, they have studied BeLive to help them discover what they need to do, what they need to create. On the other hand, what you don't want to do is be like the Old Testament Saul and study. I guess Saul saw David as his competition because Saul was being ousted out because of what he had done. And David was set and anointed to take his place, and Saul had a problem. That's what you don't want to do. So study your competition. Don't compare, and don't look at them as becoming jealous or being negative. Jealousy ain't gonna get you nowhere. It don't get you nowhere. Let me make sure I put my comment. You're not studying them to become jealous or to talk negative. This is something I keep saying it over and over because that's something Ebony keeps talking about in her book Coinology on page 70 and a little bit on 71. She said it's about having a measuring stick by which you are properly gauged to where you're at. It helps you to measure up. If you see your competition doing this, they doing that, you got to find a place where you can come up to par, come up to standard. Ebony used this word that stuck with me when I was taking her classes. She used the word premium. And I said, premium? She said, you need to kind of get your mind in a set of what can you offer to your clients, to your customers, to your audience on a premium level. And I said, oh my. See, that has never been presented to me in that manner. I have an MBA in business. They didn't The classes I took, it was never presented to me in that matter. Premium. A lot of times you can say one word, you can say a one word or phrase to me and I'll grab it. And when she said premium and when I grab it, I got it and I ain't shaking it. Let me tell you right now. When she said premium, I said, oh snap, that's what I need to hear. I said, oh snap. For those who are going to watch the replay or coming in, I am talking about the book Coinology by Ebony, Porter-Ike, and the chapter I'm hitting on. If you don't have this book, you need to get it. This is volume 1. Chapter 3 is after you wake up. I said, premium. I said, oh my. Because she said the problem is people charge one thing, but what you're doing and what you're offering is not on a premium level. And that could be a problem. Let me move on to the next thing. It's a lot in this chapter, but I'm not going to hit on all of it today. I'm trying to keep it short, but I'm going to hit on my may come back part tomorrow for my hashtag Sunday thoughts and take of this. Number 3, Ebony said, you want to become noticeable in the industry you want to operate in. Page 72 and 73 in her book. This is the key right here. You want to position yourself to be seen and discovered. Let me read a little bit. This is the 4th step. She said what you need to do is to become noticeable, 1, and available in the field that you're trying to get in or you're trying to break into. You want to make sure that your target audience see you and can find you. Position yourself to be seen and discovered. She said, for an example, she used a celebrity hairstylist. She said, you want to be a celebrity hairstylist, but you live in a city where there are no celebrities. That's a problem. Now, this is what she said. She said, you may need to move where these stylists are, where these celebrity stylists are. 3 cities hit me. Los Angeles, California, Atlanta, Georgia now. Atlanta, Georgia is jumping. New York City. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Those are, for me, if I want to do that, those are the cities I will look at. I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to hate on the Midwest. But if I live in Nebraska, Utah, Idaho, I may want to move. I may want to move. I'm just saying. Okay? I may want to just paint a picture. Let's paint a picture. She said, maybe you can become a traveling stylist. If you don't want to, if I live in Utah, Idaho, I don't want to move. I like it. She said, you can travel. That's the option. She said, maybe you should connect with certain unions, Ebony said. Maybe you can connect with a network of photographers, publicists to get your name and your face out there. Sometimes you have to do that, connect with a union, get a network, connect with some people, and then they will open up the door for you to start traveling. Or some individuals just actually moved. Some designers moved. Okay, some who's going to get an acting moved. Some trying to get record deals, they moved. Did they not? Some producers moved. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you don't have to necessarily pack up and move, but you're going to have to travel. You're going to have to position yourself to get where you need to go. I can't sit in Idaho or Utah, and no disrespect to those who from the Midwest. I ain't trying to pick on you like that, okay? The city I'm in, I may have to move, okay? I may have to go to Atlanta. I may have to travel to Atlanta. I'm in North Carolina. I may have to travel to Atlanta. I may have to travel to New York City. I may have to travel to Los Angeles. It's the same thing with my case. It depends on what you're trying to get in. But the beauty of this, the beauty of modern technology now is this right here. Live stream, social media. There is no reason why you can't get seen. There's no reason why you can't get noticed. And that's what something else Ebony said on page 73. Social media sites, she said, which are providing more opportunity for people to get discovered than ever before. She said one thing she is big on is utilizing as many avenues for exposure as possible. So she said, quit talking about that you're shy. That's why I said when I come up here, if you're watching live or whatever, comment. You even if it depends on what platform you gonna be watching a replay from. You can still leave comments on YouTube or Facebook and state where you're watching from. You're still engaging. You're being seen that way when you leave comments, okay? When you share, that's how you be seen. There's no reason why. That's why I said don't be shy. This is either you're on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Why are you shy? I mean, what's really going on? So that's what Ebony is saying. She said, get on social media, join groups, get on Facebook, join some groups. What she said was share those posts out. I do. Respond to people posts, join different groups, etc., etc. Get into some of these webinars that you see. Get into a lot of these little events that you see. There's some people who's into coaching. I'm not necessarily into coaching. Sometimes I just feel a urge to just share, to just talk, not asking for anything. Look, I said, look, I'm reading this book, is what I'm doing, and say, look, let me share this to somebody. You may not even never heard of Ebony. You may have never heard of Coinology. You may have never even seen me. It's okay. But you came across this and say, what's she talking about? And hopefully I said something, whether it's from the Lady Boss Show, talking about a previous episode from the Lady Boss Show, or what I'm doing right now that made you think. Sometimes all you need is one word, one phrase to just send off alarms and alert to everything else. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be helpers of one another. Ain't supposed to be like, I don't like it, I'm tear down. And no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be a spy and spying for the wrong reason. That's another thing. I ain't gonna go there. I want to talk about that so bad, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But that's all I have this time for my Saturday hashtag. For those who want to watch the replay, sometimes on certain platforms, let me go ahead and tell you, I want to thank everybody that watches the replay and you actually get something out of it. And I'm actually helping you. This environment is so nice and so cool. This environment is so nice and so cool to sit and talk and to chat. Whether you watching me live or not, Veronica she's going to keep it flowing. She's going to keep getting it out one way or the other. The book I'm referring to is Coinology by Ebony, Porter-Ike, and I'm hitting on this chapter. Those are just 3 points I'm going to hit on this time. For my Saturday thoughts, I may do it again Sunday and talk about some more stuff. This chapter 3, what she's talking about, to me, it's a call to action. We all know about writing your goals out and saying it out loud. We know about that. But what else you going to do? There's going to be something else to talk about. There's plenty of life coaches. There's plenty of mentors. I'm not a coach. I'm not a mentor. I don't feel that in my spirit to turn that into a business. I don't. I don't feel that in my spirit. Now, I do have an online boutique that I'm constantly working that out, shifting, because I really enjoy doing the Lady Boss Show. I really enjoy the entertainment industry. I really love music. But then again, I really love jewelry and clothing, believe it or not. I like to style other women. I do. I like to look at a young lady and she said, Veronica, how does this look? I don't care what complexion you are. I don't care what nationality you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what size you are. I'm all about diversity. I love to find something to make a woman bring out the features that the Lord has given her. And that's the God having truth. May the Lord back me up as a witness. I love that. But I really like doing the Lady Boss Show. I really like chatting, and I love interviewing people and bringing out these lifestyle discussions. Um, and if you want to learn more about me, that is the website I have. I'm up here 35 minutes. I have brought out the link tree because there's a lot of links. Instead of giving you this link, that link, Linktree covers it all. And also on my personal website, feel free to sign up on my email list because I do roll out emails about the boutique and about the Lady Boss Show too. Now, you don't have to worry about me throwing a lot of emails at you. Who likes to get a lot of emails all the time? Whether it's personal or on the job, don't nobody. You come to work, you got about 45 sitting there looking at you. What is this? What is that? Well, what I'm noticing, sometimes people tag you on the emails so you wouldn't have to come to me and ask me about it. You already know. You know what? Who likes to get a lot of emails? I understand. In some cases, you don't want to be inundated with a lot of emails. So you ain't got to worry about me doing that. I don't do that. Not to those on my email list. I do not hit you up with bombard you with stuff because sometimes people don't like that. So I try to be moderate with that as well. But I may increase a little bit. I don't know because I just don't like to bombard people with all the emails because I know I wouldn't like it. So you don't have to worry about that with me. Even what I'm sharing on Periscope and Twitter, I don't have to share a whole lot to the followers because every time you turn around, it's what is this? What is this? Some people don't like that. Yeah, I don't do that a whole lot either. Not a whole lot. I share. But I don't like to bombard you with a lot of notifications. But I know how it feels if you're getting sick and tired of getting a whole bunch of emails. So I try to keep that in my mind. Likewise, you don't want to be responding to every little thing either. Email when is all you got to do is go up there and check. I mean, those of you who work those jobs, that you got all these, another email, another. Don't you feel that way? I know your pain. I know how you feel. This is why I don't hit those up on my email list with a lot of emails. I understand. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching the replay. Thank you for listening to me. And hopefully, let's see if I come back tomorrow. More than likely, I probably will, because to finish up this chapter of what Ebony is talking about. Till then, until on the Lady Boss Show, which is, you know what, Dorian is peeping at North Carolina. So we have to weigh this thing out and see what she gonna do. But I knew she was gonna shift a little bit. So if Dorian don't cut up North Carolina as she could be thinking about doing, you'll see us Thursday on multi-streaming on multi-platforms, utilizing social media to be discovered and to be seen. And let me go ahead and tell you, I'm going to say it again probably tomorrow. We're going to be talking about childhood trauma. I'm in the middle of the lifestyle discussion. This is going to cover up my face. On the Lady Boss Show, we're in our lifestyle discussion series. So this is what we're going to be talking about. This week is with Teresa Strong Maverick. She is a life coach. She just released a book. She is someone that has a testimony, and this is her area of specialty. This is what she specializes in. So we're going to be talking about it with her if the storm cooperates. If it does not, then that's going to be delayed a little bit. So let me give everybody a heads up. That's all I got to say at this moment, at this time. Till then, see y'all.